What's up, guys? My name is Corey Stamper and you're watching Golf Strong. In this video I'm going to take you through a 1-hour practice routine.
Alright, welcome to the beautiful Pinehurst number 8, where you see me starting off my 1 hour of practice with some putting. And let me just start off by saying that if you want to get the most out of the 1 hour of practice that you have to work on your game, you should be able to look back on the past 1, 2, or 3 rounds that you've played and just figure out what you didn't do so well, what you did well, and what you feel like you need to work on. So for me, the past couple times I've played, I've had a few 3-putts that have really hurt me, and I haven't been hitting too many greens. So in this practice, you'll see me doing just that, working on my putting and my ball striking. And what you see me doing here is what I like to call calibrating my putting stroke. And what I mean by that is just making sure that the ball is where I want it in my stance. So right about in the center there, maybe just a hair forward of center, and that my feet are squared up to my target. And also that device that you see me using is called a Dave Pell's putting tutor. And what it is just a little black board with a couple marbles on the end that are just barely wide enough to fit a golf ball through. And that just makes sure that I am starting my putts exactly where I want them to. I've had it for a few years now, and it's been extremely helpful for me. And I probably do this calibration here, as I describe it, about 2 or 3 times a week. Because when I don't use it, my feet tend to get open to where I want to hit the ball, and the ball might stray forward or back in my stance. I might start pushing or pulling my putts on a regular basis, so this just helps me get everything back in line and just in better shape in general. So another thing I've been working on is my distance control with longer putts. And in a past session with my swing coach, we worked on getting the shaft of my putter a little bit more vertical to the ground, as you'll see me doing there. So I started to have kind of a forward press kind of motion in my stroke, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I was hooding the face of my putter and essentially just kind of hitting the golf ball down into the ground a little bit more than you should, which was popping the ball up, making it bounce a little bit more than you would want it to have, a nice, smooth, consistent roll on a longer putt. So I was really struggling, leaving longer putts short or hitting them way too hard, and that's really helped me, be more consistent with that and get back on track with just having fewer 3-putts. So if you struggle with distance control, then I would highly recommend making sure that your hands are more in the shaft of your putter, staying more vertical to the ground, especially coming into impact. So now you'll see me doing a little bit, or a drill that I like to do for distance control. And what I'm actually doing is kind of trying to recreate course conditions, so you'll never have the same putt twice on the golf course. So what I do is I take 3 balls and I space them out from the hole about 30, 40, and 50 feet. And I never start at the first one and then go to the next furthest one and then go to the next furthest one. I always go from the shortest one back to the longest one, and then to the middle one. And the reasoning behind that is basically just so that I don't get in that mundane routine where I'm hitting one putt and I'm moving on to the next one, and I'm just trying to think of hitting it a little bit harder, moving on to the next, just thinking about hitting it a little bit harder. I'm just giving myself that variety that I'll have on the golf course and making myself think a little harder than I normally would. So, moving on to the ball striking segment of my practice here. I spent probably about 30 minutes of putting and 30 minutes of hitting balls during this routine here. So, what I'm doing here, I'll explain it, is actually I take 3 golf balls and I have more of a technical swing thought, where right now I'm working on getting my swing plane a little bit less flat. So when I take the club back, you'll kind of see me rehearse this. I'm really trying to get the butt of the club to point more toward the golf ball, so that the shaft of my club is standing up a little bit more in my backswing rather than going so far behind me. And what that does is just, it really helps me to not flip the club coming in impact and create those beautiful snap hooks that everyone just loves to see when they're out on the golf course. And then once I hit those 3 golf balls, thinking about that technical swing thought, I move on to the next 3, and kind of like I was talking about with my putting, I try to kind of recreate the conditions that I'll be playing in the course. So when I'm playing, I try not to have too many technical swing thoughts, and I've actually kind of been working on not having any thoughts at all and seeing how that goes. And I've just found that it frees me up so much more. I'm able to turn my shoulders a lot better and just feel more confident on the golf course, which pays dividends out there. So these next 3, I basically won't have a swing thought. I'll go through my pre-shot routine. I'll pick out a target, think about hitting it low, medium, or high trajectory, and then draw, fade, straight shot, you name it. So that's what I'm working on there. And for the rest of this video, I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of background about myself. So I started playing golf when I was about 9 years old, and I'm 25 now, so that makes it about 16 years that I've been playing. But I fell in love with the game when I was young, and throughout high school I got to where I could probably shoot 75 on average, and then went off to college, and my golf game, declined pretty steadily from there. I think I played probably 2 rounds of golf in a 2-year span there, so that was pretty unfortunate. But somewhere down the road, I finally realized that engineering wasn't for me, and I set off down a different career path, and I chose to go to a Division III school to play golf and study exercise and sports studies. So that's where I'm at now. I graduated last year from college, and I work now as a personal trainer. I am Titleist Performance Institute certified, level 2 fitness. So I'm getting myself into a bit of golf fitness right now, and just trying to work on my game and be able to compete at a higher amateur level. So thanks so much, guys, for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.